IMF board to consider Congo Republic bailout on July 11. Egypt slashes fuel subsidies to ease pressure on state finances. Plus, Afrexim Bank now in SEM 10 index in Mauritius. Many thanks for joining us and welcome to Business Incorporated on Channels Television. I'm Chimeze Obi Iwagu. We'll begin the show with the markets. And the Nigerian stock index was marginally up at intraday, trading at 0.06%, while the JSE index in South Africa was down 0.33%. Egypt is closed but traded in the red zone on Thursday, down 0.90%. Kenya also closed in the red on Thursday. In Europe, stocks traded lower on Friday morning as investors await the release of a key U.S. non-farm payrolls report, which will provide an indication as to whether the Federal Reserve is likely to cut interest rates at July's monetary policy meeting. Well, the data has just been released, and Conrad will tell us what it says. Hello, Conrad. Good afternoon. I know you're busy getting the numbers. Markets all over the world have been anticipating the latest jobs data from the U.S. We just came in, of course, out a couple of minutes ago. Also in Germany, data about factory orders was updated. What's the data like, and what's the market making of it?
It's a very mixed bag of data, I have to say. Let me start with the German data first. It's really a devastating plunge in factory orders here in our industrial sectors. Both export orders and investment goods in May down significantly. The decline of 2.2%, that's much stronger than what analysts or economists had anticipated. They only had predicted a decline of factory orders of 0.1%. So the slowdown in the manufacturing sector is threatening to become harder here in Germany, and that, of course, is something to underline the scenario about continuously low interest rates or even lower interest rates here in the euro area. In terms of the United States, as you said, the data from the labor market just came out. And I think it's not really easy to say what the direction is. Let me begin with the number of new jobs that were created in the United States in June, 224,000. That's significantly more than the 160,000 that economists had forecast. But the unemployment rate in the US did not decline. It went slightly up to 3.7%, which probably means that more people who hadn't been seeking a new job in the United States because they had sort of given it up have returned to the job market in order to seek it. Also, wages in the US have increased by 0.2%. That's not very much, and that's lower than what economists had anticipated. So I would say in terms of inflation, it's not very strong data, and this should also underline the scenario that people are playing on the markets in the United States, and that is that potentially interest rates are going to go down again in the United States.
Now, the 10-year German bond yield, which is the benchmark for the European government bond market, has slipped below minus 0.4%. Now, this is below the European Central Bank's deposit rate. That's the rate the ECB changes banks for deposit at the ECB. Now, what's the connection here, and what does the development mean?
You know, the development of the German Bund yield, the 10-year government bond, indicates what the market or market participants are thinking, where interest rates in the Eurozone are heading. And the fact that this 10-year Bund yield fell below minus 0.4%, which is, as you said, the deposit rate that banks have to pay when they put money into a bank account at the central bank. The fact that the German Bund yield fell below that indicates that more and more market participants believe that this is how the European Central Bank is going to lower interest rates at its next meeting later this month. And that is going, most foreseeably, and of course speculatively, going to be that the ECB is going to be inclined to lower this deposit rate even further to, for example, experts at Commerzbank estimate then minus 0.6%. Now, what's the function of that deposit rate? The European Central Bank, by taking money from the banks when they deposit money into a bank account at the ECB, the central bank wants to force the commercial banks to rather give out money as loans instead of keeping it. This is the idea behind it. And by lowering the deposit rate, of course, the central bank wants to, even encourage banks more to give out loans so that the economy gets a boost.
Well, looking at the corporate world now, Amazon is celebrating its 25th anniversary today. That's a company that took a long, long time until it became profitable. Now, was it a good investment if you bought the shares 25 years ago?
Well, Jimmy, you know that Amazon is sometimes called Amazon, at least by its fans. And I have to say, Amazon has a lot of fans on the financial markets because it was a great investment. I checked out the stock price. 25 years ago, when Amazon was first listed at the exchange, the stocks came to the market at $18 a piece. If we consider that since then 3 stock splits have happened, then this would make an original price per share of $1.50. Now, and hold your breath, please, Amazon shares are trading at $1,939 US, and I calculated this a couple of times. That's an increase in 25 years of around about 130,000%. I think this was a great investment if you were lucky enough and clever enough and in the know enough 25 years ago to really own the share at the very beginning.
Honestly, Conrad, I envy those that own the share right now. Anyway, thank you for your time. It's been a wonderful time with you this week. Enjoy the rest of the weekend.